so you can see here we have another unboxing today from CubeDepot, and I've actually haven't placed an order in quite a while from them, so I'm excited to get into these things. But starting it off here are some stickers, and so these are just some 10x10 singles, and then also a single for my 356. Alright, and so here are the 10x10 stickers. I got floral green, floral yellow, sky blue, and then also, I believe I ordered a floral orange, but this looks like a regular one. So yeah, I'll check my order again and ask them about that. But then here is also just one GAN single. This is in azure blue, which I've really started to like. But alright, getting into the actual cubes now. Here I have the mf8 Square-1 V3, and then also the Qiyi WuShuang 5x5. And so I'll get into this one in a second, but first let's just take a look at this Square-1. Alright, and so here it is, and so mf8 hasn't had the best Square-1s. The V1 was definitely the best one, and I do have one of those, but here is the V3 right off the bat. It feels really loose, especially on the slice here. So turning that, oh wow, it's such a huge upgrade, I can already tell. It feels a lot more modern. It has kind of a buttery smooth sort of feeling. It kind of reminds me of the Wit Eating 3x3s in a way, if you've ever tried out the Wit Long or Wit U. But that's the slice, and so let's check out these layers. Really dry and scratchy, you can hear that. Yeah, so some breaking in will definitely help out this puzzle. It's a little bit rough turning. Pretty fast though. Just needs some breaking in. But it doesn't seem to be cutting that well. And I know this version definitely has some Florian holes in it compared to the old versions. But you can see I'm not doing the best with the Square-1 right now. It's not really cutting that much. It's not doing any corner cutting at all, in fact. Yeah, so I suppose it's pretty tight. Yeah, you can't really see any gap within the slice area. And so the cause of the catching just seems to be the assembly of the pieces. You can see it has a three-way assembly, but the pieces aren't really form-fitted to each other, and so it creates these gaps that definitely don't help give it smoother turning. But of course I'm not expecting it to be any better than the Qiyi. I was just really curious to see how this was, since mf8 hasn't really been on the speed cubing scene in a while. But I'll set this thing up and see how it turns out, and I'll let you guys know how it is in my review. Alright, now let's get into the WuShuang 5x5. I am pretty excited for this one because I believe this is the one that was supposedly able to cut 45 degrees. So for a 5x5, that is definitely really impressive. But let's just take a look at how this performs. Alright, and so getting into the cube now, here it is. I can definitely tell it's smaller. I believe it's around 64 millimeters or so. Alright, so let's just get into the turning now. Wow, very first turn, I can already tell. This 5x5 is amazing. It's super controllable and stable. But at the same time, it's not really slow. In fact, I think it pretty much has the same speed as the WuShuang. Wow. I can tell it's a little bit tight though, but regardless, it still turns fairly well for out of the box. And yeah, I'm really loving the smaller sides. It's only smaller by just a few millimeters, but it definitely makes it more comfortable personally. Definitely more controllable, and I can turn it with a little bit more ease. Wow, it's just super nice. I suppose it's not too tight, but I'm getting just a few minor lockups. It may have to do with my sloppy turning, of course. But corner cutting, it's not doing those crazy 45 degrees turns that I've heard about, but out of the box it's pretty good. Reverse, it's not as good as the WuShuang out of the box. But it still does a fair amount. So I'm excited to see how this 5x5 is after some setting up, because out of the box right now it is definitely really impressive. Alright, so that about wraps it up for this unboxing from CubeDepot. The WuShuang 5x5 definitely has a really high chance of becoming my main, and as for the mf8 Square-1 v3, it evidently isn't that great out of the box, honestly, but you know, it's pretty cool to see just what mf8 has been up to these days, and I definitely will have reviews coming out on both of these cubes within the next few weeks, so definitely look out for those. But when you do place an order from CubeDepotUSA.com, then don't forget to use my code TCCubes to ensure 5% off all your orders. But I hope you guys did enjoy this unboxing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.